Hey YouTube, I am Snake7 and this is my very late top 3 Tuesday from edt1138. The question this week comes from Mike Gartner. YouTube. Say no more. It's a great question. He says, what were your top 3 games with aliens in? So I've now got them together. I've now got the time. I ain't got much time because the wife's waiting outside in the car. She thought I've come to get my wallet, but I've got to do this video. Important. But anyway, quickly, these are my top 3 games with aliens in. And at number 3, it's an aliens game, basically. I was going to have AVP, but I think every other person who's going to do a video is possibly going to have AVP. So it's a toss-up between the Mega Drive or the Super Nintendo, and I chose Aliens 3 on the Super Nintendo. Graphically, brilliant gameplay, a huge and taxing game, and very difficult in some parts, to be honest. It does have a bit of the fear factor, especially when you're playing this on your own in the dark, like most alien games. Well, I'll say most, nearly all of them, but this one especially, to me, when I very first played this game, absolutely loved it, and enjoyed every second of it, but it took me a long time to do, because as I say, it's a very long and taxing game, but well worth it, and well worth the number 3 spot on my top 3. So that is Aliens 3, Super Nintendo. And then number 2, everybody's going to put this in, even the man himself, Mike. He suggested Contra was going to be in his top 3, and I've put Contra in at number 2 for me, but I chose to show you this one, Contra Hard Corps for the Genesis. Very good game, absolutely unbelievably hard, but it's not often you get a wolf as a character with cybernetic arms, and that to me is class. So that's why I chose the Genesis version. Fantastic bosses, massive bosses, great level design, but I'm not just talking about this one really, I'm talking about most Contras. They are just an ultimate series for me. Possibly the weakest are probably on the PS2, but seriously hard at the same time. So I've given number 2 spot to a very good genre of game, and that is Contra, but I've chose Contra 2 Hard Corps for the Genesis as my number 2. And then last but not least, the number 1 game. But I ain't just showing you one, I'm showing you 2, because the 2 games have differences for me which make them both my favourite alien games, and it's these 2, Dead Space 1 and Dead Space 2. Now Dead Space 1, for me, it took me back to when I very first played Resident Evil 1 on the PS1. Absolutely, tension was just beyond bearable. You was walking around corners, you heard noises, you knew they were there, but you didn't want to go around the corner to find out what the hell was there, but you had to, and you knew you had to, so you bricked yourself basically. So you just basically, you bricked yourself thinking, shit, I've got to do this, and you just went around the corner and kicked ass. But you had some seriously sick, mad aliens in this, and very good few surprises to boot going through the game. Atmospheric and claustrophobicness of this game, and the fear and the tension, you can't knock it. Graphically brilliant as well. So that is my number 1 game, but I'm also adding Dead Space 2 in as basically joint equal number 1, because okay, it's more of the same, but it's just one section in this game towards the end, and you've got unlock a series of doors, and you have this alien, and it basically, you can blast it to shit, and it constantly reforms itself and constantly keeps on and chasing you and on. Plus you've got other aliens as well, and it is an absolute fucking ball ache. But the tension, shit, I gotta get through this door, is just unbearable. So this is why I've chose this and this as my number 1 games with aliens in. So there you go, folks. They're my top 3 games with aliens in. I am Snake7. As always, keep playing, keep watching. See you later.